This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, more local organisations and businesses get Gigatown funding and prisoners are expected to benefit. Our management of Syrian refugees is drawing attention from Parliament, but is it for all the right reasons? And a Dunedin man speaks to the United Nations about law reform within the National Drug Foundation. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. 4 local organisations and 2 start-up businesses are receiving just over $114,000 through Gigatown funds. They're using the money to develop high-tech educational resources and innovative commercial schemes, and the new initiatives are set to have wide-ranging applications.
Envisaging the future, staff from the Methodist Mission are working on a couple of virtual projects, having received just over $25,000 from the Gig City Community Fund. One's about teaching literacy and numeracy through a virtual mechanics workshop, and the other's a drink driving simulation.
It's going to provide learners with an experience that they ordinarily wouldn't have, and maybe an opportunity to see things in another way, as opposed to a basic classroom environment where you're looking at textbooks or drawings on a whiteboard. McLaughlin's the business development leader at the Methodist Mission. He says encouraging people to participate in the organisation's education programs is often challenging, and the virtual projects should address that. They're being supported by Animation Research and the University of Otago. We're hoping to have some prototypes developed within a few months, so certainly by the end of the year we would hope to have some sort of demo versions of the programs ready to go that we could start using with learners, and then we can start showing to funders and people who might want to use this technology in the future. Other organisations are also getting part of the latest round of Gigatown funding. Logan Park High School is working on an English to Māori translation app to help people learning Te Reo. Otago Polytechnic's putting its money towards an online digital literacy program. McLaughlin says the mission's projects will ideally be available for widespread use. There's really no limit to where this will end up, but in the first case probably we're looking at youth and prison learners. $40,000 is also going to a couple of business startups being developed in the city. Further Gigatown funding will become available to community groups and organisations later in the year. Rosie Mannins, 39 Dunedin News.
Authorities are opposing a George Street sushi restaurant's bid to sell alcohol until 2 a.m. The operators of Hikari's Sushi Bar are wanting a licence to operate from 11 a.m. until 2 a.m. the following day. The current closing time is 8 p.m. Police, licensing and medical officers say the operators don't have a good grasp of the Alcohol Act, and it's unclear who's in charge of the business. Nominated managers don't have adequate certification, and there are concerns about young students drinking at the premises. The restaurant is situated on the main thoroughfare between student flats and late-night pubs and bars in and around the Octagon. The city's management of Syrian refugees is attracting political attention from the capital. The leader of the opposition has travelled south to speak with asylum seekers and the people assisting their integration into the community. And their stories are set to be heard in Parliament.
Checking in on progress, Labour leader Andrew Little and the party's local MPs have been talking to refugees and Red Cross staff about the city's resettlement process.
It's been really impressive hearing the stories and the commitment and dedication being shown by volunteers and by Red Cross staff, and really pleasing to see people are kind of enthusiastic and just doing whatever it takes to make it work.
Little was in the city yesterday visiting several institutions, including the University of Otago, where he spoke to political students. He also popped into the National Conservation Conference happening in the Dunedin Centre. It was a positive trip, particularly in relation to the newly settled Syrian refugees.
If the stories I've heard are anything to go by, the kids are in schools, families are signed up to doctors, kids, learning the English, and the adults now being signed up to English language classes. So it sounds like, in the matter of a few weeks, the Dunedin Red Cross has really sort of got things going.
About a dozen extra staff have been employed at the local Red Cross branch to help the new refugees, as well as those due to arrive in coming months. Little says the Labour Party's keen to open the borders to more asylum seekers.
We think New Zealand can do more and should do more. We think we should double the quota. It's 750 at the moment. We know we can handle more than that. At the moment, the number of refugees we have entering New Zealand is a small fraction of the equivalent number, for example, going to Australia or Canada or even the UK.
He's planning on sharing what he's learned from this meeting in Dunedin with the country's leaders in Parliament. Rosie Mannins, 39, Dunedin News.
A Dunedin man is now officially the Trans-Tasman Entertainer of the Year. East Otago High School teacher Calvin Cummings won the title at a competition in Norfolk Island. He's travelling back to the city this weekend. The 35-year-old was in the running for the accolade after winning last year's New Zealand Gold Guitar Awards in Gore. He was selected over 9 other Australian and New Zealand musicians after each performed 3 songs to a live audience. A leading drug policy analyst is calling for national reform. The University of Otago academic has been delivering his message on a world stage at the United Nations General Assembly, and he says it's high time for change.
Speaking to the world's leaders, Dunedin man Tuari Potiki has just been addressing the General Assembly of the United Nations in New York. The Director of Māori Development at the University of Otago was speaking in his role as Chairman of the New Zealand Drug Foundation.
Huge, the room is huge. It's all of those countries, 100 and something countries all represented at a really high level. So it was a little bit daunting, but amazing. It was a fantastic experience, ultimately. It felt a lot better after I'd finished, of course.
Potiki spoke about the war on drugs during the last day of a 3-day special session. He says he was irritated with how some countries were behaving, so his speech ended up more blunt than political.
There were countries, like I said in the speech, like Russia, China, Iran, Indonesia, mostly countries who still have the death penalty for drug offences. And they were just trying to block everything. Any time anybody stood up and talked about progress, about using the health approaches to try and help people with drug problems, they'd jump up and say no, no, no.
Now he's calling for a change to Aotearoa's 40-year-old drug policy, so widespread issues can be addressed throughout the country. He wants to see a health-based approach to tackling problems, away from the criminal justice system. Potiki says the UN experience is one he'll never forget, and it's armed him for the fight to reform drug laws on home turf. Daryl Baser, 39, Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, we'll find out why recent concert audience members were blindfolded and a tagger leaves his mark along a Dunedin street.
Hi, this time of year we like to keep our customers warm and comfortable, and we sell a lot of moleskins and we've got them all on special. Check out these, Tussock Creep, 2 weights and they're a great price. We also sell Lee stretch moleskins, 5 different colours, short and regular. Great buying, moleskins, Alex Campbell Menswear, 3 stores.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Dog with Two Tails Cafe and Bar on Moray Place. Proud supporters of New Zealand Music Month, May 2016.
New Zealand Beeswax Limited are the quintessential beeswax, woodware and beekeeping suppliers. From the amateur beekeeper to the commercial operator, New Zealand Beeswax Limited has the quantity to meet your needs. For great prices, great service New Zealand-wide, contact New Zealand Beeswax Limited on 03 693 9189 or visit www.beeswax.co.nz.
In the world.
on again. The Star Regent 24-hour book sale starts noon 10th of June. Don't miss out!
For professional, reliable and approachable service where your dream kitchen design can become an affordable reality, contact the team at Kitchens for Less. Call 455 9973 or visit us online.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
We're at 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focusing on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Oamaru's Fire and Steam is a unique family event coinciding with the Steampunk New Zealand Festival. Fire and Steam is being held Friday the 3rd of June from 6:30pm till 9pm. The festival is to celebrate fire, steam, sound, light and music. Harbour Street will come alive. An annual event not to be missed.
Welcome back. Tourism continues to be a booming business throughout the country, with visitor arrivals remaining high. Just over 250,000 tourists entered New Zealand last month, setting a new April record. That's an increase of 8% compared to last April, with a 40% rise in visitors from China. In the last 12 months, tourist arrivals hit a record 3.27 million, up 11% on the previous year. The number of New Zealanders taking overseas trips is also increasing, up 6%. And on that note, let's take a look at today's markets. The NZX 50 has closed the day up 7 points. It's now on 6,910. The FTSE is down 112 points. To the exchange rates, the Kiwi dollar closes the week up against all the major currencies we follow. Residents have been participating in a unique sensory-deprived musical experience. The Mentalist Collective staged a show in the city last night where guests were blindfolded while listening to live performances. And band member Danny Erickson joins us to talk about it. Good evening.
Evening.
What was the nature of last night's show?
Well, like you said, everyone's blindfolded. We kind of blindfold the audience and bring them into a space. We play music in and around them, trying to keep it acoustic, being able to play in and around them. So the nature of last night's performance was just experiencing music in a different way. We also had a lovely set by ex-Dunedin singer-songwriter Rebecca, so we did have some normal sets after the Crossing Sounds.
What was the reaction like?
Everybody seems to experience it in a different way. I've had comments from it felt like my own personal serenade to it was interesting hearing the different elements of each song. Yeah.
Have you done this kind of thing before?
Yeah, it was Brendan, one of our band members' creation, and we first tried it at the Dunedin Fringe Festival in 2015. We did 2 nights with 4 shows, and from there we did it at the 40th Annual Folk Festival, and then again last night at the Dunedin Folk Club to celebrate New Zealand Music Month.
How do you hope it will stimulate people's senses?
It's one of those things where, because you can't see, hearing becomes way more heightened. So we're trying to create an area where you can hear each kind of instrument differently. As we get closer, you can hear more of that instrument than the rest of the band. And also last night we played with senses like smells, with pleasant like rose oil and stuff. Yeah.
What kind of music is involved?
We play our own music, so there's 5 members, we all write our own music. So last night was all original music, but stripped back so that everything's acoustic, makes us more malleable to walk around everybody.
Yeah. How many people attended?
I have no idea on the exact number, but there was enough people. It's the type of show where you don't want a massive audience, because you want it to be small so you can move around people easily. Yeah, I think there was a good amount of people.
Does the collective have an aim or a focus?
For this particular thing, our aim is just to make people listen to music differently. Because you hear the different elements, you're hearing the song in a much different way than if you went online and listened to our music, because it's leveled out to be perfect when you're listening to it through headphones and stuff like that. So this allows you to hear each instrument, a breakdown of the song.
Tell us about the makeup of the group.
Okay, we're 5 members. We've got Brendan, Scott, Rob, myself and Simon. We kind of formed, I think I started a few years back and Rob started just before then. And we all songwrite, so we bring songs to the band and kind of mentalist collectivify them, I suppose.
Are you doing anything else for New Zealand Music Month?
Yeah, we organised some evenings at the Dunedin Library, so that showcases different Dunedin artists. That's on Thursday nights, and there's also another one on the 31st for a grand finale. Yeah.
And you mentioned listening to your music online. Have you got your own website?
Yeah, we have Facebook as well, and Bandcamp and all that thing. Yeah.
Excellent. What do you think about the local music scene at this stage?
It's hard to say because I was studying last year, so I wasn't heavily involved in the Dunedin music scene. But now that I am, I think there's a lot of people that are willing to go out of their way to make sure Dunedin music is heard.
Wonderful stuff. Well, good luck for the future. Mentalist Collective Band member Danny Erickson, thanks so much for your time. After the break on 39 Dunedin News, is Pink Shirt Day having the desired effect? And we'll take a look at the results of this week's online poll.
Sir Bob Charles, New Zealand's greatest golfer and still going strong.
I'm sure that Sportsville was a contributing factor to my success and I'll continue to use it.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville, a product so good he puts his name to it.
Well, I believe Sportsville helps maintain your quality of life.
Now being used by active men and women globally to support strength and mobility.
It works for me.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville in the new all black pack. Call now for the Sportsville special 0800 502 402.
We're at 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focusing on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Finding that your grass seed just won't grow? Ready Lawn has the perfect solution for all those lawn woes. Call Ready Lawn today on 486 1819.
Hi, this time of year we like to keep our customers warm and comfortable, and we sell a lot of moleskins and we've got them all on special. Check out these, Tussock Creep, 2 weights and they're a great price. We also sell Lee stretch moleskins, 5 different colours, short and regular. Great buy, moleskins, Alex Campbell Menswear, 3 stores.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Dog with Two Tails Cafe and Bar on Moray Place. Proud supporters of New Zealand Music Month May 2016.
She's 21 metres long with a 6.7 metre beam. She can support diving, seafloor mapping and sampling, deep water measurements, and has onboard laboratories. She has a range of 1,000 nautical miles, which means the Polaris 2 can take your studies further than you ever thought possible. My name's Will Raymond, and this is my place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
Oamaru's Fire and Steam is a unique family event coinciding with the Steampunk New Zealand Festival. Fire and Steam is being held Friday the 3rd of June from 6:30pm till 9pm. The festival is to celebrate fire, steam, sound, light and music. Harbour Street will come alive. An annual event not to be missed.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, the Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Welcome back. Anti-bullying groups are raising awareness about the issue in conjunction with a global movement. Pink Shirt Day events have been happening around the world in recognition of a 2007 attack on a Canadian teenager. And despite a lack of pink being worn locally, it seems the message is getting across.
Asking people to intervene. Anti-bullying campaigners in the city have been sparking debate in public for Pink Shirt Day. The Bail on Bullying crew were putting some tough questions to students and engaging them in discussion about what's happening locally.
So having a youth-led organisation is really unique. It's peer-to-peer interactions, it's peer-to-peer messages, and that's what shows to work.
He says with mobile technology, bullying doesn't stop at the school gate, and initiatives like Pink Shirt Day can help.
Yes, I think that days like Pink Shirt Day is about awareness. People will see pink, people will wonder why are they wearing pink, why am I seeing pink everywhere today? They'll find out it's about bullying. It's about awareness so people can help others.
Tan Felton of Stopping Violence Dunedin is working with the Bail on Bullying crew. She says Pink Shirt Day is good for highlighting issues around bullying and letting people know that they can and should intervene.
It's super important. You know, bullying's massive in, I think, every country, and the sooner we can get people to acknowledge that it's a problem in their homes, in the schools, in the community, then we can start working with the people that need help around that. And that might be the victim, it might be the bully, or it might be someone that doesn't know what to do around bullying.
Bail on Bullying members may be favouring the traditional black Dunedin colour scheme, but their message is the same as that of pink shirt proponents, that bullying is not okay. Daryl Baser, 39, Dunedin News.
An entire street in St Clair has been vandalised by what appears to be a single tagger. Residents have woken to discover graffiti up and down Allendale Road. It looks as though the offender has walked the street, writing graffiti on walls and fences along the way. They've used green spray paint to deface structures. Several words and squiggles appear on both private and civic property along the road. A baby girl is recovering from facial injuries after she was bitten by the family Jack Russell last week. The incident happened at the family's Tainui home and the girl's parents have had the dog euthanised. This week's 39 Dunedin News online poll asked you if you felt that dogs that bite people should be put down. 71% of you feel that they should. A renewable energy trust is seeking resource consent to install 3 wind turbines on Porteous Hill near Waitati. The proposal is attracting support and opposition from community members. Next week's 39 Dunedin News online poll asks if you'd like to see wind farm development in Dunedin. You can vote at our website dunedintv.co.nz. And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. Gigatown funding is being given to local organisations to develop virtual technology education programs for youth and prisoners. The city's new Syrian refugees are attracting political attention as the opposition leader plans to share their stories in Parliament. And the Dunedin man in charge of the National Drug Foundation is calling for law reform, having just addressed the United Nations. Well, it's time now to find out what's going to be in the weekend edition of the Otago Daily Times, and Dave Cannon's with us. Good evening.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Being a Saturday paper, we've got stories coming at our ears, literally. Main story tomorrow is a High Court dispute between 2 of the country's leading tourism companies and some claims over helicopter safety issues, so it's quite a complex story but very important one. Our inside reporter, Chris Morris, has had a look at arguably Dunedin's greatest eyesore, which would be Carisbrook.
Oh, okay, yes, yeah.
So we had a look at that 2 or 3 years on after they pulled everything down. We're also having a look at the Otago Sports Awards tonight. There'll be coverage of those tomorrow. And the Mix, of course, the weekend magazine. We're having a look at the animal research matters and also the popularity of walking. So there's a big bumper issue tomorrow.
Wonderful, and it sounds like we're going to need it because the weather's not looking too good this weekend.
Not too good for golf tomorrow, is it? No.
No, not at all. Thank you, Dave. It's tomorrow's ODT.
Cheers.
Time now for local weather.
This 39 Dunedin News weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Emu Oil.
And here is our city view. It's taken of a bird on a wire. There's a song in that. And around the city today at 3 o'clock, 14 degrees for the central city, 16 at the Gardens and 18 on the Tyree. Well, to the situation, and a depression that's heading for the North Island will drag a cold southerly airstream over the country tomorrow, which will last for several days. Terribly unfortunate. To the forecast for the main towns on the lower South Island for tomorrow. Sou'westers and showers for Invercargill, Gore and Te Anau, all on 9. Gusty southerlies in Alexandra with a few showers and 10 degrees. Gusty southerlies with a few showers for Queenstown, Wanaka and Twizel. Strong sou'westers in Oamaru with showers and 9 degrees there. And Dunedin tonight remaining cloudy with a low of 5 degrees. Tomorrow cloudy with showers, some hail is possible, wouldn't that be nice? A high of 9 degrees. And on Sunday showers clearing with cold gusty winds easing, a high of 9. So no washing day this weekend. And to the Otago pallet fires, tidal and fishing information. Low tide tomorrow morning is at 10 o'clock. High tide on Sunday afternoon is at 4:15. And fishing conditions look good this weekend. The best times are at around midday on Saturday and 1:45 on Sunday afternoon. Well, that is all from the team here at 39 Dunedin News for this week. We will leave you now with some shots from the week that was. We'll see you again on Monday. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.